Sir. Hey. Tenth Ward?
Man, what time you show up? You got in contact with Wingate? Ernie Wingate? Man, what's going on? What about Marcelo's truth? Man, you know why they get it turned up with damn black coaches and flint? And they coaches that lead them little kids up. Just like, what's that dude, Tupac. Not Tupac, got this little league,
The time is now 5 p.m. on Wednesday, February 18th. I hereby call this Finance Committee meeting to order. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Alamin is not in. Dr. Lewis is not in. Ms. Johnson is not in. Ms. Priestley is not in. Ms. Winfrey Carter is not in. Ms. Burns is not in. Ms. Mashat? Mr. Pfeiffer is not in. Mr. Jarrett?
Present.
You have 2 members present.
Otherwise, it was. If council members could take their seat, we can get started. I did. If council members could take their seats, we can get started as we have a quorum in the chambers.
There she is. What? Bella Burns? What got you so up? What come you in there last week? Oh, that's what it, okay, baby. I'm saying.
Ms. Johnson, if you could take your seat, we can get started.
So which building is the one where you did the parking?
Ms. Johnson, Councilwoman of the 3rd Ward, if you could take your seat, we could get the meeting started.
Okay, go with it. Okay.
We're gonna need,
Come on, baby.
Take all that food and someone to give it to me, that's what you can do, Councilman. If you can't take all that food from him and give it to me, you ain't no good.
for the city,
You can't take all that food from him and give it to me.
let's see what
Oh, you ain't right, D.
okay, John? So what can we do now? What can y'all do now?
Madam Clerk, we have quorum. Could you please do roll call for the record?
All right, it is 5:07 PM, and we will redo the roll call to establish a quorum. Mr. Alamin is not in. Dr. Lewis is not in. Ms. Johnson?
Present.
Ms. Priestley?
Present.
Ms. Winfrey Carter is not in. Ms. Burns?
Present.
Ms. Mashat? Present. Mr. Pfeiffer is not in. Mr. Jarrett?
Present.
You have 5 members present.
We have 5 members present. Reading of disorderly persons, City Code subsection. Any person that persists in disrupting this meeting will be in violation of Flint City Code Section 3110, disorderly conduct, assault and battery, and disorderly persons, and will be subject to arrest for a misdemeanor. Any person who prevents the peaceful and orderly conduct of any meeting will be given 1 warning. If they persist in disrupting the meeting, that individual will be subject to arrest. Violators will be removed from the meetings. Are there any requests for agenda changes or additions? Any requests for agenda changes or additions? 3rd time, any requests for agenda changes or additions? Hearing none, it's now time for public comment. Members of the public who wish to address the City Council or its committees must register before the meeting begins. A box will be placed at the entrance to the council chambers for collection of registrations. No additional speakers or slips will be accepted after the meeting begins. Members of the public shall have no more than 3 minutes per speaker during public comment, with only 1 speaking opportunity per speaker. Madam Clerk, who is our first public speaker?
First speaker is R.L. Mitchell.
I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable so far.
Hello, Council. I'm R.L. Mitchell. For the record, I live at 759 East Linden Avenue, right in the graveyard. It should be, because I can see the gravestone from my backyard. Anyway, and to you, Madam President, to you too, Madam Burns, 6th Ward, I want to know, was you absent because you convinced them kids in Grand Blanc to have a walkout on them so-called ISIS in Flint? And answer me tonight for the people to know, because after I gave you that poster, Robin McNeely was killed in Grand Blanc just for going on taking care of her nieces and stuff in Grand by the house situation. And I figured you done told them kids to protest on the stuff, because you weren't here last week. And you the only one stand up to them. Them ISIS been in this Flint for 5 years, and you the only one motivate them kids to put it on Front Street while everybody else looking like a deer in headlights. Look at that lawyer over there, our lawyer over there, got messing with our grant money and stuff. And and messing with our poison money and giving them people's checks, and then you go to the doctor, and then the people say if you get that water money, you ain't gonna get no Medicaid. I said, what the? I said, you ain't gonna get my blood then. I ain't no all that. They let me know that these Flint peoples ain't nothing but tricksters, like that pickpocket man. The mayor got a nickname, pickpocket. We the peoples. But now, I'm glad the students waking up in Grand Blanc to check them popos out there, because this ain't no joke. People's getting killed, and people's in Flint, like Miss Priestley's nephews, toting the machine gun like it's normal, to walk down the street in front of a whole lot of darkies, and the darkies looking like they gonna go get their guns, and they get arrested because they don't know how to get out of jail. The popo take they pistols, and they get a lawyer, and the lawyer be on the judge side, and that's all right. The British is here, and the British is coming again, and we, as the colored peoples, give me liberty or give me death. A darky said that. You got that, Mashak, and welcome aboard, and congratulations for the president and superintendent president, the man. I can't hardly get them words straight, but stay tuned, America, in New York. I approve this message. R.L. Mitchell.
The next speaker is Arthur Woodson.
Good evening. I see Marwan isn't here tonight. I saw on one of the committees that you all was going to be talking about the water over in Brownell, so I thought I would come in and speak about it now. We had over 21, I think it was 21 water main breaks, and people don't understand how critical that is with a system that's fragile like ours, especially being after the Flint water crisis. Have you all asked, have they done bacteria testing? Have y'all asked them how much money are we going to spend? 21 water main breaks, that's a lot of water that they have to produce, especially with that many water breaks. Probably have to double the consumption that we're taking in from Gliwa. Have y'all asked Marwan what license do he have? Does he have a F1, a S1, a D1, a A for sewer? I know he has an S4, and the S4 is for beginners. Why do we have a deputy director that's over the workers that doesn't have these licenses? Do you think, and my question to him would be, do you think that our water is safe? And if he say yes, which he'll be going off the LCR sampling, and they only sample 60 tests, 60 homes every 6 months. You have over 30,000 plus customers. How can you determine that our water is safe with just 60 samples with over 30,000 customers? And then asking, can you drink the water without a filter? EPA states that you cannot, as long as they are changing the service lines. They say you cannot drink the water without a filter. So if you cannot drink the water without a filter, our water is not safe, because if you cannot drink it straight from the tap, my opinion is it's not safe. He was over service lines in Detroit. He doesn't know our system. And when you speak to Councilwoman Lewis, when she go to find money or find someone to test over on Brownell, which it should be all the way up to Flushing Road on Ballinger, have her to go to MDHHS. It's not Eagle. Oh, it's not Eagle. It's MDHHS. When we were transferring over to see if the secondary water source worked, every 25% out of 100%, MDHHS tests for everything in the water. So you would go to MDHHS to ask them to come in and test over on Brownell. If they don't test, you would ask them for the money, because that's where it would come from. Thank you.
The next speaker is Byron Bosser Jr.
Good evening. So my name is Brian Boston Jr. Oh, sorry about that. So good evening. My name is Brian Boston Jr. and I just want to come up here and just say a few words. I am a resident of the 7th Ward, and I've been a resident of the 7th Ward, have elders, grandparents, everything like that. I am coming before you to speak humbly in full support of Darrell Ramon Brown and running for the 7th Ward. In that, he's a great listener, he's a great leader, and a great man of accountability. Inside of that, the type of things that's been going on in the 7th Ward and just seeing the ups and downs as I've been a kid to an adult now. I just feel like there's no presence that's being seen inside of that. I have not seen much leadership in that, and I have not seen much change. And I feel is a disconnect within our community right now. So in that, I mean by the elders and our youth. Our youth is the future. Our elders is the past. Now, I'm not saying that their wisdom in anything does not resonate, but our youth is the future. And in order to bring them together and to understand, we need a person of leadership, accountability, and effort. That's my biggest thing, that effort and accountability. Now, inside of that, Darrell carries all of that. He's a man of integrity, strong accountability, and I've watched this man give the shirts and the shoes off his own body when nobody's looking. Now, inside of that, that's the type of person, the type of leader we need around us. We need somebody that hear a problem, find that solution, and create a new outcome, and that's the biggest thing. And I'm 25 years old, so me coming up here and speaking and spreading my voice right now and spreading concern to that, I just feel like, my friends, peers, all of that around my age group and younger, they don't know anything about this. And we're looking to educate. That's the biggest thing. We need education on the wards, the legislators, all of that type of stuff, because the things in our city that's going on, that's a big problem. And our youth is not inside of that, or they have no understanding of that. And that's the biggest thing I would say. So I'm just understanding that right now we need change. And that's my biggest concern. And the youth is the future now, man. So if we can get some understanding to connect to our youth, that'd be a big change for the city in general. We talking about water and everything like that, but you know how many of us been affected by that? My mom lost a child by that water crisis. So it's a lot of that hits home. So my little brother, he went through things through the water crisis. So it's just a big change that needs to happen. I feel like the youth is the future. So if we can get the youth present and understanding this, which is education, and bringing that community and that bridge that gap together, then we can make that change. And Darrell Brown has been nothing but accountable and showing that effort to do that when nobody's looking. So thank you.
Next speaker is Rich Jones.
How y'all doing today? I'm finna be the messenger today. This Friday at Burston, we having a community healing in the neighborhood resource and job fair at Burston, and that's from 10 to 2 p.m. Also has been talking to a couple of residents about their concern, and one of them happened to text me today because I've been going live trying to get people down here today. And they text me and they want to know, please ask again on my behalf for the Deputy DPW Director to come in person and give an update on pipe replacement and how much is remaining in the ARPA funds. Now to what I came up here for. Y'all got a chance to stand with the residents of Flint. There is a GWEWA meeting next Wednesday coming up in Detroit. And this is maybe y'all getting close to the last time for y'all to stand with the residents of Flint. And I would like for y'all, if y'all do choose to come, to say, like, I just give an example that I was up there and I was a councilman. I'm Rich Jones, I'm the council person from the 3rd Ward in Flint, Michigan, and I'm here standing with the residents of Flint. That's it. We're not expecting any takeover. But we do want y'all to stand with us. And let me say this about the late Quincy Murphy and the late Eric Mays. I wouldn't have had to be up here if they was on the city council, because they would have been at the meetings with Miss Claire, they would have been helping Miss Claire plan stuff, and they would have already been in y'all butts for the ones that y'all like to follow. I want to say this about Eric Mays. I called him Mr. Everywhere. And the reason why I called him Mr. Everywhere, because he stood up with the residents. He didn't always have to be the center of the camera. He showed up to stand with residents. And a lot of time residents have came to y'all and y'all have pointed them where to go. What he would have did, he would have made those connections for them, or maybe made the connections with them. And I'm not saying that y'all don't, because everything ain't to be public. Just like when it comes to the Ray Vaughn situation. It's a group that I asked, have y'all talked to the parents? So I don't know which one of y'all are talking to them or have y'all, but y'all did not stand with the family. Thank you.
The next speaker is Claire McClinton.
Good evening, Council. I'm just here to underscore the announcement that Rich Jones just made. We could talk about the fact that none of our elected officials last February showed up at the hearing of the Great Lake Water Authority, GLEWA, where we in the city of Flint get our water. The rest of the county get their water from, we all know, KWA. But we in Flint get our water from what was once Detroit Water and Sewer, GLEWA, Great Lakes Water Authority. They're coming around again to raise the water rates. We already pay among the highest in the nation. There will be a hearing about this a week from today at 1 o'clock at 735 Randolph Street in Detroit. The GLEWA system services, so we're not alone in this assault on our quality of life. Guess who's with us in this? Wayne County, Oakland County, Macomb County, and then us in the middle, the city of Flint. So it's a lot of people that's gonna be affected by this. And the question is, will our elected officials in Lansing and here in the city of Flint speak on our behalf? We cannot tolerate a water rate hike. We cannot, after all we have been through. We are planning on going, some of us are gonna go down to Detroit about the hearing, but you will be able to get on the call through Zoom. If anybody needs information, here's a phone number. I'll give it twice to call for information. 810-884-3595. Again, 810-884-3595 to get more information about how you can call and voice your concerns by phone, by Zoom, or in person. This is a critical issue, and all of these people that's jumping up here running, talking about, I want to be your governor, I want to be your state rep, your state senator, I want to go to Congress for you. We're going to see where you're going to be on this issue. See if you're going to represent us on this, our livelihood. Thank you.
Our final speaker for this meeting is Diane Thornton.
Hi, I'm Diane Thornton, 4th Ward. I'm also a member of the Color of Law. When most of you have known that we have been out feeding the homeless all winter long, and it's been a long, cold winter. But I'm up here to thank everybody that has donated, cooked, come out and helped us serve. We are up to feeding 80 people 3 times a week. So, like I said, I just wanted to come up here and thank everybody that has reached out to us, that has donated. We're still feeding the homeless. We have a Facebook page. You can look us up on that. We also have a Cash App. If you want to come out and help us serve, get a hold of one of us. That's all I got to say. Thanks.
Madam Chair, that was the final speaker.
Thank you very much. I was going to ask that. It is now time for council response. Council members may respond once to all public speakers only after all public speakers have spoken. An individual council member's response shall be limited to 2 minutes. Is there anyone who'd like to do a council response? Go ahead, Ms. Burns.
I want to thank everyone that is who is here and for you speaking. I'm going to address Ms. Clara McClinton in regard to the Great Lakes Water Authority, which the meeting is February 25th at 1 o'clock. I want to give some more information because I will be there. And I spoke with you last year, and I told you, I didn't know because I would have been there. The address for those, if you want to send questions by mail, you need to make sure you get them in. You're going to send it to the Great Lakes Water Authority at 735 Randolph, Randolph, Detroit, Michigan, 48226. If you choose to, there's also a Zoom option. The Zoom conferencing, and there's a number, I know Ms. McClendon had given that information. If you go in person, it's going to be on the 5th floor at the 735 Randolph Street, Detroit, Michigan. And you can also mail in questions if you have, during that time. If you are a person who is disabled, because we want to make sure everyone can attend, if you require special accommodations due to a disability, you need to contact the CEO at glwater.org or 844-455-4592. They are requesting that if you have a disability, to contact them 24 hours or 72 hours ahead of time so they can make sure that they can accommodate you. But Ms. McClinton, there's something I'm going to get into in another meeting because that revolving loan is tied to raising our water rates. And I'll speak with you personally on that as I have looked into that because of our infrastructure, that administrative consent order. We're going to end up paying one way or another, so we all need to be there at that meeting.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone else?
Madam Chair?
Go ahead.
I'd like to thank all the residents who came out today. Also, I was at, I'm going to call her Mother Claire McClinton's event that she had last week with the white collar. I enjoyed myself as long as I can stay. I wish I could have stayed a lot longer. I am going to try to request to get that Wednesday off as well so I can also be there as well, but I have to try to put in a request to be off, but I am going to do my best to try to be there. But thank everybody for who came today.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Dr. Lewis.
Thank you. So I would like to take time out to acknowledge the motorsports event that took place at the University of Michigan, Flint. They brought in a lot of African-American NASCAR racers, Indy teams, as well as the Dunk Master, who's been seen on Vice TV, to help show our scholars that there are so many careers out here when we're dealing with motorsports. And I would like to give a big thank you to the Mass Transportation Authority, and his team, Mr. Ed Benning, for supplying transportation for the scholars at home, STEM Academy, as well as the Eagles Nest Academy. So that trip would not have been possible if it was not for the MCA. So definitely thank them for their continued service and partnerships, and also thank the administration at Home STEM Academy and Eagles Nest Academy for deeming it necessary for their scholars to be there. Also, just want to highlight a few other things that's taking place on the north side. We have the Senior Appreciation Brunch, which is taking place this Thursday, tomorrow at the Mays Center, and it is from 10 to 2 o'clock. All seniors are welcome, so please come and get appreciated, because you are appreciated. You are essential to this city. We're going to have different people there, such as the Food Bank, Genesee Health Plan, Consumers Energy, Flint Office of Public Health, and many others, so please come. These are your tax dollars at work. The other thing is we're having our second annual Black History program where we are commemorating scholars. The Second Ward is working with our poet laureate, Samaj Brown, to infuse literacy into art. And so we have some presentations from our students as well as some visual presentations from Burton Glenn. So we want to invite the community to come out for that. And last but not least, please mark your calendars for March the 21st for our Women's Empowerment Brunch. And it is sponsored by the state rep, myself, and also Ms. Kristen McDonald-Rivet. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve to send the consent agenda to council. It's a motion on the floor by the councilwoman in the 7th Ward. Is there support? Yes. You support that? Supported by the councilwoman in the 6th Ward. Is there any separations?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Separate entire agenda, please.
Entire agenda? Okay, full separation.
It's very short. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Our first resolution is 260050, contract with MDOT Bridge Rehabilitation Projects. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Motion to send 260050 to council.
It's a motion on the floor by the councilwoman in the 6th Ward, supported by the councilwoman in the 7th Ward to send to council. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Is Mr., and I'm gonna say his name, Marwan, or who would be over this project? Who's over this? They're sending who? And that's,
Hi, guys.
Hi, how are you? What's your name?
Joe Janeski.
And how long have you been here at the city?
About 2 years.
First time I've seen you here. What is your title?
Transportation Accounting Coordinator. So I can talk to like the financing of this. It's actually a really good program. We pay 5% of the total cost for the bridges. That's really,
That's it for the program?
yeah.
So, so this program, state that again.
So how this works is MDOT will it's an LAP, which is a local agency project. So MDOT will kind of project manage it. And then what we do is we just get invoiced at 5%. So it's a really big benefit to the city.
So how much is it gonna cost for us?
Yeah, these projects are projects in which MDOT runs the project. That means they select the engineer for the project and they select the construction company. We don't have any say-so in that. They're paying
Which
the bulk
bridge
of
is
it.
this?
It's in, if you look in the staff review.
And I'm sorry, I have been out with the flu, is not to make
No,
sure
yeah,
I
no problem.
gave it to my colleagues.
It's the bridge related.
Is that one by my brother's keeper?
That's one of them. It's two bridges.
It's two. So it's that one, and what's the other one?
Beach Street and Garland?
Yeah, it's kind of there. It's not Grand Traverse.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Beach Street and Garland Street, and then we have East Boulevard Drive over Kersley Creek. So 2 bridges in this MDOT contract. And it's really, like, they're not getting replaced. What it is they're doing, like, necessary maintenance work to it.
So if we're doing that one by my brother's keeper, I thought we were replacing that one.
No, that's a different one.
I'm sorry,
That's-
that's Grand Traverse.
That's that one's not in there?
No, not this one. That one's being done internally, different projects.
Yeah, because that one's really bad. You pray when you drive across that one. Okay, and so when they start on these repairs?
That's a good question. It's slated for fiscal year '27.
Slated for 27.
Yeah, but it's really determined by MDOT and their bid process.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Yeah, of course, not a problem.
Is there any other discussion? Any other discussion? Any other discussion? Hearing, any discussion in the second round? Seeing no movement, this is the vote to send resolution 260050 to council.
Mr. Alamin is not in. Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter is not in. Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mashat? Yes. Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
The vote is 7 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 7 yes, 0 no. That will be sent to council. The next resolution is 260051 for Truck and Trailer Specialties Incorporated to purchase 4 one-ton dump truck beds. Is there a motion on the,
Madam Chair.
go ahead.
Motion to send 260051 to council.
It's been moved by the councilwoman in the 6th ward, supported by the councilwoman in the 7th ward to send to council. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Looks like Paul's on his way up here. Yeah. Madam Chair, with you to Paul. Paul, I thought you retired.
Back.
Again?
Just visiting a little bit.
Just visiting, okay, okay. Went to school with you, so.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is just the beds?
Yeah, so the 5-1 is for the beds for the truck, which you had already approved last year, but because of the production, it got postponed, so it got moved over into this year. So the beds they're for the easy dump trucks, the 1-ton easy dump trucks that we have. So the beds are already been built and ready to, they've already put one on one of the trucks.
So they're just missing the beds. So each bed is about $24,000?
Yeah, so they're upgrading the beds, new safety lights, steps.
So outfitting the trucks?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's for 4 trucks, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And these trucks are used at the Water Service Center?
Yes.
Okay. And thank you for starting to walk up before we didn't lose 35 seconds. You're like, oh, this is me, I'm up, and then I'm out.
I'd get started early. I got a real slow waddle nowadays.
I know. All right, I yield the floor.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Real quick. Paul? 2 quick questions.
Yes, sir.
So, what are they used for?
So the easy dumps, we use them for carrying sand, parts, any aggregates that we cold patch when we're out patching some of our water main break cuts or excavations that we've done.
So just to follow up to that, so $25,000 doesn't seem unreasonable, but it seems high to me. It seems to me that we should be able to get, is there a reason we don't use dump trailers instead of these dump beds that wear out fairly quickly? Dump trailers cheaper than $25,000.
This is a vehicle that we can drive. A trailer, you're gonna have to have another vehicle to pull it, so.
These trucks aren't capable of pulling it?
No, these trucks have the dump bodies on them. The trucks that we have now, they have the dump box raises on it.
Okay, so these are strictly only for a dump, they don't also tow?
We can tow minor stuff, compressors and smaller things like that. It's just a 1-ton pickup truck.
What are the capabilities of these dump beds?
That's what carries the sand, stone, any backfill that we may need for all the excavations, instead of having to use a dump truck. We use them for our
No, so
water
like a
service crews.
towable, hydraulic dump trailer, that's a 5-ton capabilities. It seems like that would be cheaper than a $25,000 bed.
Well, these are way better to use.
I'm sorry?
These are way better to use. We've used them forever. For my whole career here, we've always used these kind of trucks.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And why are you back?
Pardon me?
Why are you back? Why are you back for this abuse?
I'll just come back to help out a little bit.
Thank you, Paul.
You got it.
Thank you. Anyone else? Any other discussion in the first round? Any other discussion in the first round? Any other discussion in the first round? Any discussion in the second round? See no movement, and since no one used up all their time, we'll go ahead and call for the roll call vote. This is to the vote to send 260051 to council.
Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter is absent. Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Alamin is absent. The vote is 7 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 7 yes, 0 no. That will be sent to council. Our next resolution is 260052, a grant from Burns, I think, State Crisis Intervention Program, fiscal year '26. I'll entertain a motion.
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
I'd like to make a motion to send Resolution 260052, grant for Burns State Crisis Intervention Program, fiscal year '26 to council.
There's a motion on the floor by the Councilwoman in 7th Ward to send 260052 to council. Is there
Support.
second? Supported by Councilwoman in the 6th
Madam
Ward.
Chair.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Is there someone in the back who can speak to this resolution, Madam Chair?
Is
Through
there
you.
anyone who could speak to this resolution?
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you, Ms. Brown? Oh, you got me.
Mrs. Caruth. No,
Ms.
but-
Cruz, thank you.
How you doing?
I just a couple of quick questions. So this is a DOJ grant, right?
Yes.
All right. And the total amount of it, 393,600?
Correct.
Okay. And then what sort of things will be covered in this particular grant?
So it's going to focus on de-escalation tactics, focused primarily with youth, gun violence intervention, as well as outreach around gun violence intervention.
And will we be running those intervention programs ourselves? Is this going to be with the police? Are we going to work with community groups?
So we actually partner with the Flint Public Health Youth Academy as well as Power Initiative and Michigan State University. So those organizations were written into the grant.
Okay. And can you tell me, are there any specific, and you just said those three, so could you tell me about the three specific programs, specifically about those three programs?
Yep, 1 second. I'll read off what was written into the actual grant.
Mm-hmm.
So Michigan State University will be the evaluator for the grant for the entire cycle through June of 2027. The Flint Public Health Youth Academy will provide a public health activity-based framework. They will lead youth engagement, discussions, and convenings around gun violence. And then the Power Initiative will provide strategic support and digital infrastructure. They will manage documentation systems and coordination, and they will also support development and implementation of youth-led initiatives.
Okay, and so with the, you said public health, right? What exactly is their initiative? And my question is because it's violence intervention, right? And so most of the time, sometimes when these programs are being run, it's either youth that are already being connected or that have already been connected, or it's youth that maybe their parents might force them. Is this grant in any way going to be used to maybe reach some people who may have long absences from school, or there might be we might not have to have that ready connection to them?
Yeah, so the Flint Public Health Youth Academy, they already work with youth. They host town halls around gun violence. And we will also target the most at-risk youth. And they do a lot of programming throughout the city already that focuses on gun violence intervention.
When we say we target the most at-risk youth, how are we finding them? Say they're not in school, or how are we connecting to them?
So our evaluator, we already partner with them through the Community Violence Intervention Program. So we do have hotspot mapping. We already have our Community Safety Collaborative. So we can use those people that are already a part of that initiative, excuse me, to refer those youth to the program as well.
You said hotspot map.
Yes, hotspot mapping. So we use the Flint Police Department. We use that crime data, and then we use GIS tools to create hotspot mapping.
Okay, I yield.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
thank you. You said the second agency, they do what? You said there were three, but the second one, I didn't hear.
Power Initiative.
Yes, what do they do?
So they're going to help with like the systems development. So they'll oversee any convenings that we have. They'll help us with any structures that we need help with as far as programming goes. So they keep things.
Is this the first time we got this grant?
Yes.
Okay. So one of the things, do we have a comprehensive public safety plan for the city of Flint?
We have one for the Community Violence Intervention Program, and I sent that to you a few months ago.
Yeah, have you looked at other cities where it's more comprehensive? Because if you're saying hotspot mapping is where we're taking data where we know there are issues, we know that in Flint there are issues everywhere.
Right.
And they're not signing up to come. They're not. I mean, if I'm out there making, you know, and they flashing their money, $2,000 a week, and I'm tearing up my community, I don't have regard for life, and if I make it to 18, I feel like I've made it to 72, because this is the mentality. In 2024, we had 10 children who were shot in the city of Flint. 6 of them are fatal. This city should have declared a public health emergency on children's lives, and it wasn't done. Children are getting shot sleeping in their bed, dead, shot dead, who had nothing to do with this. And so when we're saying, well, now let's get and it's not you. You know,
Sure.
I know that it needs to be more aggressive, because I said to Chief Green since 2020, he needs a comprehensive public safety plan. It should have been a public health emergency. We got a gang problem, a bad one. I mean, we have a bad one, not a little one. I mean, I don't know how many bodies I've seen these kids shooting each other. I've been to Hurley Hospital where a mother had both of her children shot. The child ran into a tree. And this is it's not blocks away. This is on my street, 2 blocks away. This is Donaldson and Berkeley. I had a child on Labor Day 2024, 2 of them teenagers shot on the corner of Berkeley and Ballinger. And so I would like to see something more aggressive, because they walk around and they don't care. We know where they're at. We know that they're on the corner of the Marathon Station. We know that. We know they party there. They used to party at Sunoco until I got with the owner and said, hey, this is not what we gonna do. But Marathon, you will see them videotaping. They gather there. We know that they on Long Way. We know that they still drag race. We know that because you hear it. You can hear them drag racing way over into the 7th Ward, because that sound carries almost to Center Road, and you hear it. And so we know what the problems is, but we fail to do what we need to do, which is enforce the laws. This needs to be stronger. Maryland was serious about violence interrupters. Detroit was serious about violence interrupters. So was Portland, Oregon. When we're talking about our youth, people need to be outraged. Our youth are getting killed. I don't know if anyone had to tell a parent that that's your child, they're dead, and they haven't even covered them up yet. I did. I had to tell a father that was his son shot at the KJ store on Flushing Road. And thank God for Michigan State Police, because my mouth froze, which it never does. And Sergeant Jarrett told him, I know. he told him. But the child was dead. I've seen so many of these children. Canterbury, 13-year-old shot while sleeping. So I would like to see this program, this is a Band-Aid, and this is to say we're doing something, but we're not doing enough. We're not, these kids don't volunteer to go get help in programs, because if you don't get a hold to them before the streets become their life. And a lot of these young men and young women are taking care of their families with their illegal drug activity. They become the head of the household. We got to start talking about what it is. I don't see, I mean, it's a grant. It needs to be something more. A lot of it looks like it's data gathering to see what we are going to do. We can go from past data and look that we have a gun violence problem. They're not doing gun buyback programs, because if you give me $300 or $400 for a gun, that same gun sell for $2,500 on the street. They got blickies with the clips where they doing 100 rounds. So this needs to be much more aggressive than data collection, because we got a violence problem with guns.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
So, is there anyone here that can speak to the services provided by the Flint Public Health Youth Academy? Is there anyone here for that?
No.
Okay. Here's my problem with this one. This is a resolution that basically says, yes, we can accept it, and yes, we're going to spend it, and we're going to spend it this way to these people. And to be honest with you, I have never heard of Flint Public Health Youth Academy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's Dr. Ken Key. He's done a lot of public health work within the city of Flint,
And
specifically at Michigan State University.
But I don't know how I don't see anything on their webpage or anything what they have anything for violence intervention, and we're giving half of our grant to them. So shouldn't we have something from them saying that they're capable of doing this type of work?
I mean, they go
Because according to their website, they don't have any previous experience on this, or we've never used them before on this.
So they've hosted multiple, like I said, they've hosted multiple town halls around gun violence, and they also go to the American Public Health Association every year to present with youth around gun violence.
Okay.
And I'm sure I can get you plenty of publications from Dr. Ken Key around gun violence as well.
So what are they going to do with this money? They're going to hold more town halls?
That'll be a part of the outreach, but they'll actually be doing programming to reduce gun violence. So they'll be teaching
Can you expand on what type of program they're going to provide?
So they'll specifically be doing de-escalation tactics. That's the purpose of the grant from the Michigan State Police.
Now, I would be ecstatic if they were providing de-escalation to our police officers, but you're saying they're going to provide de-escalation to the community?
Yes, because you will. I don't know if you've ever looked at the grant or looked at a grant, but you know it has to be very specific to the target areas that they put in the award. So we had to pick a certain area, and so the area was specific to kids, teaching them de-escalation tactics.
So before Monday, can you send us what an example of the services that they are going to provide and their history of this, as well as any metrics or anything that we expect to get from these programs?
Absolutely.
Thank
Request for information.
What's your request?
Mr. Pfeiffer, do you think it would be beneficial if we asked Dr. Kent Key to come here?
Yeah, absolutely.
If we can do that?
If they can present something to us and say that this is our program and, this is how we're going to use these dollars and this is how we're going to help the community, I mean, that's what.
That's fine. He can do that. However, we do have a deadline to get this contract submitted back to the Michigan State Police, or we lose the grant.
On Monday.
Yeah, so can you check to see if you can come on Monday? Maybe.
We have until Friday, the 27th, to get this contract signed.
That's fine. So maybe if we can.
Or we lose the grant.
Maybe if we can, Mr. Vice President, if we can have a special discussion on special orders or special affairs beforehand so we can get to him early in the night, and then I will,
It's just
Send
just
special
send just send the resolution.
okay. Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, you're asking, do we want this to move to special
Yeah.
affairs?
Yeah, just
Okay.
move it to special.
All right, I make a motion to move it.
There's a motion on the floor supported by the councilman in the 8th Ward, supported by the councilwoman in the 7th Ward, to send resolution 260052 to special affairs. The vote.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter is absent. Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Alamin is absent. Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Vote is 7 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 7 yes, 0 no. Those-
Madam Chair.
That will be sent to special affairs. Yes, ma'am.
Can we make sure that the clerk, make sure we extend that invitation to Dr. Key so that he can have someone here on Monday for special affairs to speak, to answer those questions?
Yes, please do that. Okay, our next resolution is 26, and I think this is our last one, 260053 for MTech Company to purchase one hydro evacuation truck. Excavation. Truck. My little comment note was over the word. I was guessing at what it was.
Madam Chair, make a motion to send whatever that resolution to council.
It's been moved by the councilwoman in the 6th Ward, supported by a councilwoman in the 7th Ward, to send 260053 to
I know what
council.
hydrovac is. Oh,
Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair. Hi, Paul.
Hello.
So hydrovacing. So is this the truck with the, tell me what this truck is, because I want people to know. I know what it is.
So very similar to what sewer department uses. We use it for the water side for excavations. So it minimizes having to excavate with the backhoe on a lot of the jobs that we do, especially on the residential side as far as service lines.
So this is the same truck that the companies who were using for the service lines, where they put it in the ground, take a look at a small portion of the service line to determine if it's galvanized, lead, and they put it. So what do we need this truck for if we're paying someone to do service lines?
No, this is for daily work. This is
For,
not just to
can you pull your
identify.
microphone? Sorry.
This is for everyday work that we do. So
Your
when
everyday work, and how do you
Yes.
how is it utilized in everyday work?
we're out for turn-offs or turn-ons, the curb boxes are offset. So we, instead of having to excavate to dig up the curb box to reset it over the shut-off valve, we can just vac it right over the valve, over the box itself. It's just a small hole, you know, so then we can reset the box. We can set it right back on top of it, minimal backfill, minimal damage to the yard, way more efficient. So we use it for a lot of
Did we
different
have a
purposes.
truck like this before?
We have one now.
We have one now. Is
Yeah.
something wrong with it?
Yeah, well, it's getting old.
How
It's
old
already
is it?
7 years old.
Does it still, I mean,
Yeah,
what's-
it works, it runs. I mean, we're getting to where we're starting to do repairs on it, so. And then along with that, we already got quotes for this. We've already looked at a trade-in, so they're gonna give us a trade-in towards the new one as well.
so this was not in the budget then?
It's in the budget. It's budgeted, for sure.
So this
Or
truck is
the vehicle amount's there.
So we adopted 25's budget. I think it was for, and maybe you can answer this, Judy, for 26 or
We adopted the 25 budget for 26.
26, right. And so this truck is $424,109.86.
Yes.
It's a lot.
Oh, yeah, they are a lot.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a big piece of equipment,
yeah.
but it minimizes a lot of the damage that we'd do if we had to excavate with the backhoe.
How often would you use this truck? Daily?
Daily.
Daily?
Yes.
So is this a truck that you would use to Give me an example of what you would use it to.
We, for a lot of purposes, I mean, just like our valve boxes out in the street, so that's on the service side of things, a smaller portion. But we use it on our main breaks as well. Other utilities are in our holes where we can't
You say our
excavate.
main breaks?
Yes.
How many main breaks? 'Cause look, people calling me on Saturdays and Sundays.
It's winter time.
Yeah, are we up in breaks this year?
Pardon me?
Are we up in water main breaks? Because I got,
Yeah, we got
2 days ago, there were 14 breaks.
Yeah, it was about
I mean,
20.
I know because our ground is thawing. I know we average about 250 breaks a year. But are we over that? I mean, our system is old.
No, we're not over that.
We're not
yet.
over that?
No, it's just, I mean, it's a busy time right now. We got
Yeah.
over 3 feet of frost in the ground at the moment.
Right.
So, and now you're getting ready to have a quick thaw, so that changes as well. So you got the fluctuation.
Oh, I know.
So,
And then people get worried when they see the,
oh yeah, it's an old system.
yeah. So
now this equipment helps us all the way around in all aspects of our job. So, you know, if there's other utilities in the hole where it makes it real hard for us to excavate with the tractor, we can use the Vector, you know, so that we can identify where the utilities are or get to access our main without damaging any of these utilities when needed.
okay, thank you. I yield the floor.
Thank you. Is there anyone else?
Yeah, real quick.
Go ahead.
So, Paul, this is a $700,000 truck?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, I thought it was just 4.
No, we're trading in a truck that's worth $225 on top of that, so we're talking $700,000 truck.
Yeah. Everything's expensive. It's a needed piece of equipment. You know, it saves us, it's gonna save you a lot in the long run when you start looking at excavations. If you have to excavate with a backhoe, you're looking at probably an 8x8 hole minimum. So now, and 5 to 7 feet deep, so you start figuring in transporting the aggregates back and forth as far as removing the spoils, bringing in new aggregates to backfill, time, materials, all the above. So it's very efficient, actually, and it minimizes the amount of backfill that we need.
So is this old one that we're trading in is a 2019, so are we assuming that these have a 6-year lifespan? Or how much, I guess, if this was denied, I'm not saying it's going to be, but what is the current lifespan of the one that we currently have that's a 2019, if we had to stick with that one?
Well,
Besides it getting old, is there anything broken with it?
we're doing repairs on it continuously. I mean, there's always stuff failing. It's just no different than driving a vehicle every day. This gets used, you know, it gets used multiple times a day sometimes. So, you know, it gets used, the equipment gets the parts, everything. It's just, like I said, it's no different than a vehicle.
Okay.
You get to a certain lifespan, and you've got to start replacing brakes. You got to start replacing.
Is it the
major
vehicle
parts.
that itself that is falling apart, or the equipment itself?
The equipment as well.
Okay.
I mean, we do some of the repairs ourselves to save us from having to turn it in to go get it repaired. Minor stuff we can do ourselves, but you know, it's getting to that point where it'd be more beneficial to, you know, upgrade with the new one and get some trade-in value.
Is the new one the exact same capabilities, or is it
Yes.
different? Is it better capabilities? What?
It's-
Usually we get the quote and it lays out all of the things from the vendor. We don't have that.
I
so
have a quote right here if you want it. You know,
I'm fine if you just answer. What is it, the exact same, or has it got better capabilities? What?
It's the same similar truck, a different company, and the sewer department's already purchased 3 of them already.
From this manufacturer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, so
And they got no issues with them?
No issues at all.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yep, you got it.
Any other discussion? Any other discussion?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Thank you, through you to the speaker. So, right now, we already have 3 of these trucks in use.
Sewer department side, not water. This is for water.
Okay, I understand.
Yep.
That's what we have 3 available to the city of Flint. And we're adding a 4th. And you say this 4th, or we're not adding a 4th, we're replacing the one that we have.
Yes.
The $225,000 that we're getting on a trade-in, is that are we losing money on the trade-in, or is it really, are we really gaining something there? Would it be the same difference to keep that and have another truck two trucks available if it's, and I'll use the word only $225,000 on a $700,000 truck? Will we be but further ahead just saying we need to add a truck and keeping this 225 and changing brakes and maybe it not having to be the hard daily driver? We get another 5 years out of that, and now our capacity has doubled.
It's always an option, but I mean, right now you're getting 200, I think it's 255? So,
I guess I'm thinking. Is it a bad thing to run it into the ground?
Yeah, I don't think you really want to run it in the ground. I mean, if you can get a trade-in value out of it, I think that's better than.
I'm sorry.
So if you can get a trade-in value on it to discount the cost, like you said, it's $700,000. That's a lot of money for a vehicle. Unfortunately, the prices aren't going down.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can get this allows us room in our budget to be able to purchase other vehicles as well.
Are there other vehicles that are needed now?
Yes.
Like?
Right now, they need utility trucks. They have utility trucks that they're working on. That's what carries, our hydrants and our breakers for the tractors, shovels, ladders. Then we're past their life expectancy right now. So they're in the process of presenting that as well. So,
okay.
This equipment that we use gets used.
Right.
A lot.
Where are we taking this 500 plus or $500 or so $1,000 from?
That's
Do you know?
what's budgeted. I don't know the exact. I'd have to talk to.
I don't have
It's in the. I know she had it in here where she was going to move it from. Let me see here.
So it's going to be. I see where it says they're going to be requesting $700 from the vehicle and equipment budget, making the total allocation $1.7 million because they've already spent $1 million.
The $1 million's been allocated.
$1 million has been allocated. Yeah.
Yes.
In my mind, that's spent. It just might have not have been sent out yet. Okay. Something to think about. Do again, if we were to just add the vehicle and not trade the other in, is there work enough for two vehicles? Is that going to make production better in some way or no?
Yeah, with the personnel, I don't know that two of them right now for us in water. Sewer departments, the trucks are similar, but sewer department have a couple extra features on theirs that we don't because of jetting and everything that they use. But I think just the one for now would be sufficient for us. I mean, it's worked so far.
The truck that we're trading in, is it the oldest of the fleet of the four?
No, that's the only truck that we have of that.
Because the other ones have more specialized equipment.
No, this is a Vector. This is a whole different piece of equipment than anything else that we have.
Anything that I'm talking about in the other department, in the sewer, is it the oldest? You said they have three.
Yes, I believe Jiggy's updated all his equipment as far as the Vectors go.
Okay. All right. I yield. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Any other discussion? Seeing none, I'll take a few seconds just to ask this real quick question. I get a lot of complaints about water still being on at homes that should have no water. And can this truck, and some of them have been cemented, the boxes. Will this help remove that area where it's been cemented so that we can replace it and turn it on and off?
Yeah, that's it. This helps with everything that we do, yes.
Okay, that was my big question. Thank you very much. Any
You're
discussion
welcome.
in the second round?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Paul, what is the brand name of the truck?
It's through MTech.
Through who?
That's
Is it a Kenworth?
Super Products Mud Dog Vacuum and Hydro Excavation Truck. That's what it's called. But it's through MTech. MTech is the company that we're purchasing it from.
MTech is the company?
Yes.
What's the brand name of the truck, do we? That's the company.
That I don't know.
Do you have?
It just said Super Products Mud Dog Vacuum and Hydro Excavation Truck. That's what's in here.
So it doesn't state if it's a Kenworth,
that I
Peterbilt,
don't know.
Western Star.
Let me see. That I do not know. Let me
You don't
see.
have, so we spending the money on a truck that we don't know the brand.
Dealers M-Tech, make and model is Super Products Camel Max Series. is what it
I didn't
said.
hear you.
Super Products Camel Max Series is the make and model.
The manufacturer of it?
The dealers M-Tech, the make and model is Super Products Camel Max Series.
Okay. That's the dealer, but I'm looking for like the manufacturer. So just like we have GM will make trucks, and they'll make those trucks, and those trucks, they'll sell them, then they're outfitted to a company that will outfit it, but their chassis and engine is built on a certain line. That would be Kenworth, Peterbilt, or one of those. So that
Yep.
lets us know what type of torque or the engine or what that truck has. But my other question is, when you look up, if we don't know the name, the average truck, and this is an expensive truck, I get what Councilman Jarrett was stating, because if we're looking and you look up the information, we don't have the name of the truck. You know, the average truck, hydrovac truck, is going to cost new trucks $439,000 to $575,000. That's why I was asking what was the brand, the manufacturer of the truck, because that seems to be rather high.
Well, these are no different than the ones that you approved for the sewer department. They're the same trucks, from the same company, so.
Same company, same truck.
Yes.
Okay, and so that's what I'm still, I understand what you're saying. But if he's stating, are we really getting 200,000 back for a trade-in?
Yes.
So they're marketing this truck at 700-something thousand.
Well, you gotta remember, this is 7 years ago when we purchased this truck.
Yeah.
Everything's, the purchase of a brand-new vehicle is twice the cost that it was a few years ago, you know, so it's the same with the work vehicles as well.
Yeah, and I get that. And so what I'm saying is, I think where he was getting at it was, would it not be a bad issue, would it suffice to keep the second truck in case, because you're saying you're really busy. So why not have the second truck that's here, you know, in case you get that busy, because you're saying you're busy, that they can take the second truck.
Thank you. Any other discussion in the second round? Go ahead.
So, Paul, my colleague in the Ninth Ward was on to something I didn't think about. Are we sure that this 2019 is the oldest one in the city fleet?
Yeah, the only two places that have them is sewer and water.
And what are the years on the ones in the sewer department?
He's replaced everything in the last few years, the last couple, 2 or 3 years, as far as his vectors go.
So I guess my question is I've never seen one of these in the wild. So my question is, does sewer need 3 of them?
That'd be like, yes. I mean, you'd have to ask him, but I mean, from where I stand, yes. Being here as long as I have, yes.
So on any given day, we've got 4 of these out in the city working.
Yes. He's always had 3 trucks.
I know, well, you know.
Yeah, we implemented this to our fleet back
We've
in
always
2019.
used this crappy asphalt and it comes up every year, so so past history precedent doesn't work.
I hear you.
But I'm like, because this is not a normal pickup truck that we buy off of.
No, it's not.
So I'm like, and I drive all over the city, all the time. I've never seen one of these vac trucks out there in the wild.
I have.
Have you seen 4 of them?
I've seen one. I haven't.
One at a time.
You got to drive through the city, not around it.
But my question is, do they need 3 of them?
Yeah, that's how they clean.
Yes, that's for the sewer side. They have a whole different ballgame over there.
But they're not using these to.
They're using them to jet and clean the sewer system, which they have just as much mileage of sewer in the city as the water mains that we have. So I mean, there's all kinds of work that we have to do with this equipment.
So they're not using them. So they're not using them to necessarily remove dirt and do dig ups. They're using them for cleaning sewer.
They use them for, so they have a sewer cleaning side and they have a construction side. So they're used daily for cleaning, but the construction side, they do the same thing like us. When they're out there repairing the sanitary or storm sewer mains and they need a vector, they'll bring the vector over to help them do the excavations.
So they're using more on the vac side and not the.
They're using them for both over there, and the same with us. You know, we have backhoes just like they do, but we also it's a very integral piece of equipment. It helps us out tremendously, and
Okay.
it saves the city a lot.
I was thinking more on the jetting side. I didn't.
Yeah, no, we don't do no
Thank
jettings
you.
on our side.
Okay.
Any other discussion in the second round? Any other discussion in the second round? Any other discussion in the second round? This is the vote to send 260053 to council.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter is absent. Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Alamin is absent. Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Vote is 7 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 7 yes, 0 no. That will be sent to council.
All right, thank you.
It's now time for our special orders and discussion items. The first one is an audit, City of Flint audit update. Flint Housing Commission, it's a 15-minute discussion requested by multiple council members regarding the city audit update to include details about the status of the Flint Housing Commission audit. I do want to give, you can go ahead and start the time, because this is part of that update. I spoke today to the gentleman from Raymond, and they submitted a proposal to the Housing Commission, and I'm going to check to see how this ad. They received confirmation of it on the 9th, and I believe this letter actually that we received from the Housing Commission crossed paths, so the timing was different, but that has been submitted, but they have not heard anything on it. So I'll go ahead and, who would like to start this conversation?
Thank you. Hey, Mr. Moore, how are you?
Good.
Good. I was hoping, because we received a letter, we don't have anyone here from the Housing Authority?
No, we do not.
So the request was to have someone, they sent a letter from the Housing Authority, because you won't be able to answer these questions. Because as I'm going over housing debits that were sent, and on this one report, this is $31,000, and with withdrawals, that's after the $9,000. And that's a lot. So I know our audit is going to be off because it was due, because we need to have their audit done. And was it their 24 or 25 was off?
This would be the 25 audit.
Yeah, I'm talking about the ones prior, they had issues with those too.
The 24 audit we included, they had to make some adjustments because it didn't add up quite right.
Oh, so here's a question. Have they received, because on one of this correspondence with the letter, have they received any of the $50 payments?
I can't answer that question. They're a separate.
Okay, well,
Sure.
and then, okay, and I know you can't, because if it's throwing, if this is throwing our audit off because of their audit, and do they know how, the amount of funds that were withdrawn from this account yet?
My understanding is they do, but, I mean, for me, it's just hearsay. I don't know that.
You want me to forward you my files?
That'd be helpful.
I will do it right now. I will forward it to you, because I think if we're figuring out, because even with having it audited by the firm, is it Raymond and?
Raymond,
I forget the other
I
name.
know.
Yeah.
We just got Raymond.
Yeah. I mean, the numbers are going to be off, and if the numbers are off, I don't know how they're going to to fix that, I'm gonna be honest with you. Because if they're still trying to figure it out, and if there haven't been any payments in with the $9,000 is what they had stated, and actually it's more than that, I'm gonna send it to you. I mean, if we say, and this what I have is up to about 41,000. And if we're saying paying 41,000 back at $50 a month, that's gonna take about 65 years, I believe. And I don't know who gets to approve a repayment plan for something that's criminal. So I'm not understanding, and I'm gonna send you these, because, and we shouldn't be at this point. And I think, and here's my other question, I believe we can, maybe we need to, I know there was a request to ask the mayor to remove her from the board.
The mayor doesn't actually have that authority.
It has to come to the council by
Has to come from the
resolution.
city council,
But
yes.
he needs to send, the mayor, Neely, needs to send a resolution up that we can approve. He needs to take that action.
I can take that information back, so. yeah.
Oh, yeah, because I mean, this has been sent for months. Because the Housing Commission sent requests to the council people before, because they needed assistance. So we can create a resolution, but we don't want to just sit down on his desk if he's not gonna sign off on it, because now this is throwing the city off.
I would recommend, before you do that, I'd recommend you talk to the city attorney to make sure you follow
She knows about it, because I've talked to her about, let's be transparent. I have talked to Attorney Gurley about this. I have asked for documents before. And so we shouldn't even be at this point, which the audit was due by December, I believe. And we should have had this corrected by now. And it's not corrected, and it's still, because this is gonna affect Clark Commons, am I correct? Which receives HUD funds.
I don't know that it'll affect Clark Commons, but we are very concerned about making sure that everything goes right with the Housing Commission, because we both have an interest in Clark Commons.
Well, everybody has an interest in Clark Commons, because they were removed from Atherton East, because they should have never built there anyways, where they closed up St. John, put black people over there to live. Then it was on Swamp, and now they're just now correcting it from 1965. And now we got a problem with money, and it's not this is a reality what I'm looking at. And the problem is, we shouldn't have to be correcting a problem. But I know the board, it has affected the relationship with HUD, because these are federal dollars. Having that account, which was dormant, taking funds from one account to a dormant account where only one person had access to those funds. And in those funds, where we looking at withdrawals, 250, 250, 100, 100, 150, 200, 500, 400, 300. I mean, the withdrawal column is huge. And so I don't even know, Raymond didn't want to take on the city of Flint when they started doing our audits. They may not look at this and change their mind. So I am going to request you, Madam Chair, to the city clerk, that we prepare a resolution, because a letter did go to Mayor Neely. It was taken by the president of the Housing Commission Board. He met with him, he asked him to please have her removed, that it was affecting, the board voted unanimously. Now, if she is proven to be guilty or not guilty, that's for the courts to do. But the city still has business to do, and this is a hindrance. And so we're at the point the board voted unanimously. And since the mayor has failed to act on this, then it's council's responsibility now to have a resolution for the removal of Ms. Geraldine Redmond, and we can have it on at our next one, maybe through special affairs, because it's been for months. This is over a year, actually. And let us vote on it, and if he wants to hold it up in the mayor's office, let him hold it up there. But we can't hold up the city of Flint business when we got all of this. That's just crazy. I mean, it makes no sense. And that is for the courts to deal with. We know that the board voted her off, and that's between the board and them. And so we're not asking anymore or to check. We'll create our own resolution, and if the mayor doesn't want to take care of business, then he can speak to the residents in Clark Commons and what happened to federal funds, which I'm quite sure the Department of Justice is very interested in. Matter of fact, I believe they were investigating. Matter of fact, through you to Clyde Edwards, could you come down, please? Through you, Madam Chair.
Mr. Edwards.
And Mr. Moore, I am going to send this to you. Hi, Mr. Edwards, how are you today?
Good, thank you.
Good. Is this matter with the Flint, because you had said it before, that it was being investigated by, what's the FBI or Department of Justice? Is it being investigated or has it been investigated?
No, if you're speaking about what the housing, HUD was interested in the housing issue, they sent officials down here, HUD did,
Right.
concerned about the 108, the use of our inventory, and one other thing but they sent people down to have a discussion with us. If that's what you're calling investigation, that is as much as I was involved in when they came down to have a discussion about those resources.
Okay, so, Mr. Moore, I just sent you all of this. And I know what I read your resume before. I know it's going to be very easy for you because I only took accounting 1, 2, and 3. You have clearly taken everything and then some. So, I mean, it is very clear on here with the amount of withdrawals that there was some activity. Mr. Edwards, do you know if any of the payments have been repaid back? Has the $50?
No, I'm not familiar with that circumstance. I know, just what you just mentioned, but I'm not familiar with the agreement and
It's a copy of the letter. You want me to send it to you too?
That's fine. That's fine, but
Yeah,
I'm saying we didn't have any engagement or involvement in that in our
Okay,
office.
so there is a letter that was sent where she stated she would pay back $50. And Mr. Moore should have it in his, and I'll send it to you, and I'll send it also to our city clerk if it needs to be distributed anymore. But we need to finish up Clark Commons, and this reminds me of the DDA. And the DDA just wasn't right, let's just say it. The DDA had that money missing on the P card, the credit card, and then voila, somebody gave a copy of a certified check, and then the DDA director was gone. And we still don't know how much was put on the P card. I mean, they paid for mink eyelashes, not just cheap, mink eyelashes, and other niceties. And so I'm going to send this to you also.
Request for information.
Yes.
What's your point?
Through you to the speaker, when you say there's an agreement for the $50, who is that between?
It is between Ms. Redmond, the Housing Commission, and then I was told the mayor.
Okay.
Yes. And I'll send all these, because you guys are readers too, so I'll send it to everybody because it's getting stuck. We have a whole HUD project, Clark Commons, which we don't need to have that stalled or anything. And I'm telling you this, I'm at the point where people cover for people, and they need to stop it. Let the authorities take care of it. But we are not in the business of being a payday loan advance. That is not the city's job. And this is just a problem. So I will send all of these, and I'm sorry, I yield the floor. You may want to ask for more time.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
can we add 5 more minutes, please?
You want to make up that motion?
Yep.
There's a motion on the floor to add 5 more minutes to this discussion item. Is there support?
Support.
It's been supported by the councilwoman in the 7th Ward. Vote, please.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Vote is 7 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 7 yes, 0 no, so we're getting 5 more minutes.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
And I certainly won't take up all this time. I'll yield to my other colleagues. But just to clarify, Madam Clerk, I talked to the city attorney last Monday, and I also asked you as well. Well, I asked the city attorney to get us a resolution for a public hearing. I've yet to see that, but were you able to confirm, Madam Chair, through you to the clerk, were you able to confirm if Ms. Redmond is still on the board?
No, I was not able to confirm. It's my understanding that I believe she's still attending meetings.
As a voting member?
That I don't know. I just had it kind of secondhand, so I will try reaching out to someone on the board again.
Okay. Because at this point, there is a cover-up with the $50 and still being allowed. There's no doubt that there's a cover-up trying to happen. So, Madam Clerk, can you follow up with the city attorney and see where the resolution to have the public hearing for removal? And then when that is ready, we will attach all of the documents showing the theft, and then they will be on the public record for the public to see of all of the theft that is happening. So as soon as that resolution, I'm going to attach every piece of documentation, because I think I have a banker's box of all of the documentation. I've spoken to the Housing Authority's former attorney. I've spoken to people within the Housing Authority office that want to be whistleblowers about this. So it's time to put this behind us, and the best disinfectant is daylight. So if we can just put this behind us, do the hearing. If she doesn't want to resign, then all of this is going to come forward, and after this is going to come forward, then maybe we have to do referrals to Layton or the state attorney or
Request for
something.
information.
What's your request?
Thank you. Do you know some of the employees have reached out to the Eastern District Department of Justice already?
No, I did not know that.
They have.
Yeah. So it's time to it's time to make sure that there's some kind of public knowledge of the corruption in the housing authority here, so that the money is used and designated for the folks that need it and not stolen. Because it's clear as day that it was stolen. There's bank accounts that were changed addresses from the housing authority mailing address to the person that stole it, to their personal address, so they would only have access to that bank account. There's that level of corruption here. So I'm going to yield to my other colleagues, but Madam Clerk, if you can desperately find out that information and get with the city clerk, it'd be much appreciated, and I yield. Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
To Mr. Pfeiffer, you said that you wanted specific items attached. Will you forward those items? Yes. And also to Ms. Burns. Ms. Burns, also, I know that you sent items that were included in a Freedom of Information Act request that you had done. Did you want some of those items, and did you want the attorney to decide what
I do
should be
not.
included?
I do not want the attorney to look at these at this time. Just share them with everybody.
Okay.
And my colleagues need to be. We need to be transparent. And I did get it through the Freedom of Information Act, which I shouldn't have to get documents, which is crazy. Now they want to charge us if you're getting some of them from the city through. We got to FOIA everything. How we got to work for the city and pay for FOIAs? That's crazy. So if you can share with all of the colleagues so that they can have, and that repayment plan letter is in there too.
Go ahead. Oh, okay. Any other discussion? Anyone else? Anyone else? Pardon? Yeah, there's only 2 people who've, I think there was 3 people who requested this discussion item.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Thank you. So I do want to acknowledge that we received, every council person received correspondence from the Housing Commission. And I don't have mine with me to read on the floor, but I would, well, yeah, I would encourage the, in the spirit of transparency, for us to read this with the duration of the time that we have left. Thank
Okay.
you.
I will read this memorandum. It's to the Honorable Mayor Sheldon Neely, members of the Flint City Council, Flint Housing Commission Board of Commissioners, from the President, Board of Commissioners, initial TK. Date is February 5th. Re-clarification and statement of governance, audit, and oversight matters affecting the Flint Housing Commission. Dear Mayor Neely and members of the Flint City Council, I am writing in response to the City Council Committee meeting held on February 4th, 2026 at City Hall Council Chambers regarding the City of Flint audit and matters involving the Flint Housing Commission. During that meeting, several statements warrant clarification to ensure the public record accurately reflects the facts. This memorandum is submitted to formally document matters related to governance, audit compliance, and financial oversight at the Flint Housing Commission, and to provide clarity for all stakeholders. At the outset, it is essential to reiterate that the Flint Housing Commission is a quasi-governmental public body created pursuant to state and federal law. The City of Flint does not fund, operate, supervise, or manage the Flint Housing Commission. Under heading Personal Accounts and Fund Handling. No Flint Housing Commission funds were deposited into any commissioner's personal bank account. The audit finding identified that a Flint Housing Commission business account included a commissioner's name due to her role associated with the resident council. As a corrective action, the Flint Housing Commission has implemented a strengthened banking control policy requiring no fewer than 3 authorized signatories on applicable commission accounts. Investigation and oversight. The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development Office, Office of Inspector General, is the only agency currently investigating this matter. To the Commission's knowledge, there is no investigation by the Department of Justice or the FBI. I would like another 2 minutes. I'll make a motion. This is the vote to add 2 minutes to the time.
Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Add 2 minutes.
Mr. Jarrett? Yes. Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
7 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 7 yes, 0 no. Under the title Governance Actions, after obtaining a full understanding of the scope and details of the situation, I communicated my position in writing to the Board of Commissioners and addressed the matter publicly at a Flint Housing Commission Board of Commissioners meeting. Repayment agreement and corrective measures. As part of the audit review, approximately $9,000 was identified in relation to expenses associated with an annual meeting. The repayment agreement addressed only this item and did not address cash withdrawals referenced elsewhere in the audit materials. City support for audit procurement. The Flint Housing Commission did request assistance from the City of Flint in identifying or locating a qualified auditor. The city did provide a recommendation. However, that recommendation has not resulted in securing an auditor. Ongoing improvements in leadership transition. The Flint Housing Commission has corrected the deficiencies that existed under the prior HUD recovery agreement and has been released from that agreement. While audit timing remains a serious risk, the Commission remains committed to improvement. Respectfully, President, Board of Commissioners, Flint Housing Commission. And I did address earlier about the information in locating an auditor, that they have received a bid, a proposal, but the timing was after this letter.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Was the request sent to have someone speak? Because we did request to have someone from the Housing Commission.
I did not ask.
You didn't, we did request that last week, though.
I did not ask that.
Huh.
I don't know. I don't know if Ms. Donahue did, if Clerk Donahue did. Ms. Donahue, or Clerk, Madam Clerk, did you ask for someone from the Housing Commission to come to the meeting today?
No, I was not able to reach anyone, so it was either today or Monday is what I was told. If they couldn't make it today, to try for Monday.
Okay, thank
So-
you. Thank you very much. All right, and this ends this special order. The next special order is an ARPA update. A 10-minute discussion item is requested by Council President Mashat regarding ARPA funds. Go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The reason that this is on here, we have our colleague in the second ward who has had some questions regarding the ARPA and ARPA information. I know that the councilwoman in the second ward as well as the councilwoman in the fourth ward were on the ARPA ad hoc committee, so they should have some of the information for some of the questions that have been asked. I know that both of you also met with the mayor about the ARPA ad hoc committee, I think weekly as well. But what we'll do is go ahead and turn it over to, I know Seamus is supposed to be here, and then Mr. Moore is also here, but we will go ahead and turn it over to, I'm sorry, Seamus, what's your last name?
Bannon.
I know his last name, I just need him to say it.
Seamus Bannon.
Mr. Bannon and Mr. Moore, if you will both go ahead with your presentation.
So I'm here to answer questions on any topic. I don't have a presentation.
Okay.
I didn't see it on the agenda to have a presentation, but I'm here to answer
No
questions.
problem. Is there anyone who would like the floor? I want to start with our ad hoc committee members, actually. Go ahead.
Thank you. So I sent a series of questions that you all should have the answer for. I sent it was last council meeting. So we will start off with, of the $40 million transferred into the general fund, what is the current remaining balance?
The unobligated portion of the fund balance is approximately $2.8 million.
So you said $2.8 million?
Correct.
Okay, so out of the 40 million that we allocated, 2.8 is left. Okay.
Not all the money has been spent, but the rest has been obligated.
I didn't understand what you said.
Not everything has been spent at this point, but it has been obligated.
Okay, so obligated. So seeing that according to Resolution 230-464.1, it states that any remaining ARPA funds are to be expended only with the city council approval, and the council requires clarity on to be spent with our approval. So to my knowledge, I don't think that we had $38 million come through this body. So it's a little troubling to hear that it's allocated when that resolution specifically says that no money is to be spent in the ARPA category without the approval of this body.
Request for information.
What's your request?
Madam Chair, through you to the speaker, are you aware that allocated simply means it was put in the general fund? I believe you voted yes for it to go there. So when he says allocated, that's what he means by it's been allocated.
Okay, thank you. So we have not received, and please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. I want to make sure that I have a proper understanding. Because if I don't get it, I know the residents may not either. So seeing that money have been allocated, and knowing that also we have not because we had $18 million worth of community grants that we did not fully expend. We didn't even go through all the categories. People are still wondering if they're going to receive ARPA dollars. So can you let us know what have the money been allocated towards?
Yeah, that's you have a document going around right now that speaks to the quarterly federal reporting that we are obligated to do. That breaks it down on a high level of what it's been spent on. I can tell you that there are projects that aren't fully spent right now, but the money has been obligated to be doing programming, but some of them haven't totally spent the money yet. But as we're all aware, they have a deadline of the end of the year to spend that money. So they still have time. 12/31/2026 is when they're, per the contracts, you're free to shake your head, but per the contracts that we execute with the entities, it stipulates 12/31/2026 in those contracts.
Okay, well, I'm going to proceed with the rest of my questions, so I'll get them out so my colleagues can have some more time. All right, and so I also asked what is the total amount of ARPA funds that's spent to date. So how much interest has accumulated on these funds?
It'd be approximately, I believe it's about $1.8 million that we have, but it's been a while since I've looked at that. I can get to that.
So you said approximately $1.8 million?
Right, now, that gets, those dollars are unrestricted. We can spend that anyway. Those are unrestricted dollars.
Okay. So the interest is unrestricted, understood.
That's correct.
So we're talking about, since we had the funds since March 2021 until now, is $1.8 million?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last bit.
So when we were initially, to my understanding, the money from the federal government came in, was it March or May 2021? It came in 2021. Yes. So from then until now, we have grown, we have accumulated $1.8 million in interest on the money.
Since a lot of that, I'm afraid the number I'm stating is probably the number from the time when I started working here. What happened before, I'm not sure. I'd have to look that up. I've never tracked the interest that was earned before I started working for the city.
Okay, so Mr. Phil, so did you receive my email on February the 4th asking these specific questions? Your name is on here, you, the finance chair, Seamus as well. So you should have had these questions and you should be prepared, you should know. Okay, all right, so in terms of having a detailed breakdown of the remaining balance by the approved ARPA spending category, do you have that?
Yes. We have about $367,000 for economic development.
Do you have copies for the body?
Pardon?
I said, do you have copies?
I can make a copy, yes, if you like.
Okay. All right, that'd be great.
Okay.
And then also confirmation as to
Request
whether.
for information.
What's your request?
Through you to the speaker, where is he's going to get us a copy? Can we have him just go ahead and state for the record what those numbers are?
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Mr.
$367,000 for economic development, $98,000 for public safety, $1,059,000 for public health / water stabilization, and $1,322,000 for contingency / water stabilization.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and just jump to my last question for now. So confirmations to whether the community dollars. So how much money is left in the community allocation portion for community grants?
That's been 100% allocated, hasn't it?
Yeah, whatever's there is that, yeah. So we have the community grants. Can you speak to which one specifically you're talking about? Because he's given the total figure here. Like I said, we have a lot of projects out there that are underway. So can you speak to a little bit more about what you're specifically talking about?
Well, it's kind of hard because we have people that apply for dollars, and we have some people that receive dollars, and then we have a group of people that have not received dollars. So one of my concerns is out of the $18 million set aside by the ARPA committee, and this is exclusively for community grants. So this is for the nonprofit organizations that applied for the funds. $18 million was set aside exclusively for them for community projects. So how much money of that is left? Because I received phone calls from organizations still waiting, although they did not receive the money back in 2021, they are still hopeful that they can do some type of programming before the deadline ends. However, just like Councilman Burns mentioned, I heard some things are just sitting on the mayor's desk. So we need to make sure that individuals have the information so they know how to proceed.
Yes.
I don't know that 10 minutes was even near close to what we need here, so I'm gonna do 30 minutes.
Okay, there's motion on the floor and by the councilwoman in the 8th ward, supported by the councilwoman in the 6th ward to add 30 minutes to the discussion. And this will be the vote.
Mr. Pfeiffer? Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mashat? Yes. The vote is 7 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 7 yes, 0 no. Go ahead. Continue. Are you?
No, almost finished. And so that is one thing that I really, it's a priority, because we don't want people that went through the process, and also technical assistance was paid to help a lot of organizations to get through the process, and to see that their proposal not even be considered or acknowledged, that's kind of disrespectful for the people that's doing the work. Okay? All right, so I'll go ahead and...
There were, just so you know, I was able to get access to the ARPA at City of Flint website, and there was email sent out to those that did not. I know that was a question, I believe, was brought up at one council meeting, where those who applied that didn't get any funding, were they told that they didn't whatever succeed? And yes, there were emails sent out with a letter to entities. Now, was every single one of them? I don't know. I didn't have time to look through every single correspondence. I only got the access a couple of hours before I came in here. So, but emails and with letters were sent, and I can send you an example of one of those letters that was sent out saying that they weren't successful. So, but I can't. I'm not saying on the record that every single one of them received it, because I don't know.
Okay, thank you for that. And again, I just want to state that one of the things that that concerns me is that when we allocate, so when we put the $40 million in the general fund, I would like to see how, and it says that council that we're supposed to approve any monies that's to be spent. So either someone is keeping these resolutions for a great day to just crash them down on council so we can approve them all before the money expires, or it sounds like there may not be some transparency here. So I would definitely turn the floor over to my colleagues. Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
So, Mr. Moore, of the, you agree that we transferred $40 million, correct?
Yes. Well, it's just under that.
Yeah, that, around that dollar amount. Okay. Of that $40 million, how much of that $40 million has been sent through council?
Everything that's been spent has been sent through to the council.
So, of that $40 million, because I want to get clear on the allocated versus spent.
I think that spent means what to you? Because between the two accountants, Mr. Moore and myself, allocated and spent are two different things.
Yeah, that's what
I mean, are the
that's
same
what I'm
thing.
trying.
I mean, are the same thing. They're the same thing. through account, what you
No, so
are
let's-
interested in, let me clarify
Yeah, no.
and see if this is what you want. You want to know how much has actually checks been written for?
No.
Or you want to know how much is allocated? That's what the spent is, I believe.
So I want to know, he said that there's 2.8 million left. So by my math, is he saying that we've put stuff in a category for the 37 million, or 37 million has come through this council? That's my question.
It's been through the council.
37 million has come through this council.
Yeah, we can get to the resolutions that tie out to that.
Okay. So that's the information I want to know. I would like to know, because to the colleague in the second ward, I mean, maybe it's nickel to dime here and there, but I don't think that 37 million has come through this council. And I think that's part of the confusion.
15 would have been land bank.
No, that was allocated, that was before.
So when did,
Request for information.
yeah, what is he?
Request for information.
What's your request?
Through you to the speaker, can you share with me, when was that money moved?
It was moved at the end of December of 2023.
2023.
23. And at that point,
It had to meet sorry to interrupt you, it had to meet a deadline.
yeah, it had to
Yeah,
meet,
yeah.
it had to meet the deadline for the state to get the extra money. And to that point, that $40 million that we allocated no longer has a 2027 date. I just want to be clear on that.
That's correct.
No, but the contracts that we execute
But
stipulate the
I-
date. Just let you know,
if that-
I
if
spoke to
that-
the
if that-
contracts. I spoke to the contracts.
Yeah, I
The
understand
contracts
that.
we do still
If-
stick
but
to that
if-
date.
but if we put
Because
that-
we want them to
it's my
spend,
time, sir.
we
It's my
want them
time.
to spend the money
It's my
on time.
It's my time. I want to be clear that if we put a 2027 date on any of those $40 million, it's on our own behalf. It's not because of the federal.
Correct.
Yeah, that's all I want to say. And the stuff that we allocated before that $40 million has the 2027 date.
26. Yeah.
That's what I want to be clear. So
Yeah.
the 37
We're saying
mil-
the same thing.
I'm sorry, just a confusion. The $37 million that you're saying came through this council does not have a statutory date by the Treasury.
That's correct.
Good. I just want to make sure that we're clear on that.
I don't think that sounds right, Dan.
That's 100% right.
No, I get what you're saying, the statutory date. Where is the 37 million at?
No, that's what he's saying. He's going to give me he said he's going to get us a list of
The
every.
state doesn't have a requirement, the city of Flint has a
Right,
requirement.
right. We put that on our own. So
Right.
my colleagues are asking for a list of the 37 million that
Okay.
we've allocated, that you're saying that we've allocated.
We can provide that, yes.
Past that 2023 date. And I think that will that will bring some clarity to say, yes, there isn't transparency or we're just bad at math up here and we've just been nickeled and dimed, because it doesn't seem to me that we have got $37 million worth of stuff that shows anything for that month, for those dollars. I mean, maybe we spend it on a truck here or there, but I'm just going through my head. I'm just trying to figure out how we spent $37 million, because to me that doesn't make sense, because we had it all allocated, and if we have a bunch of things that are still waiting to be pending, according to my colleague in the second ward, and we only have 2.8 left, to me then we totally threw our categories out the window, and that's troubling. So when do you think you can get us a list of every ARPA transaction after the December 2023 transfer date?
I think next week we could do that.
Okay.
Request for information. So, Mr. Pfeiffer, did you know that I asked for that for this specific conversation? I asked for that on February the 4th, and then I reiterated it on February the 8th when I sent the follow-up email. So just want to state on the record that I asked for this information, so this is the second request for this information.
I'm not aware of that, but welcome to the party that doesn't get anything from the administration ever. Now you feel what we've felt for the past 4 years.
I'm asking, I'm just wondering, did it go through city administrator or the clerk, or did you send it directly to us? Because we're supposed to only respond if it goes through proper charter protocol. I'm asking the question. I'm asking the question.
I understand that, but that's a
told
cop-out.
that, yeah.
That's a cop-out. Because you could have sent it to Clyde and said, hey, are you aware of this? Can I respond? Instead of just ignoring it.
But I have responded to anyone that sent it through administration or proper channels, proper protocol.
Okay,
I have responded.
So anything that you get that doesn't come directly from Clyde, you're just going to ignore.
I'm not supposed to respond to that per charter. It has to go through, my understanding, if I'm wrong, educate me, my understanding is it needs to go through city clerk or Clyde.
Well, you can absolutely respond and say, please send this to Clyde.
Request for information.
What's your request?
So, Mr. Pfeiffer, are you aware that I also sent it directly to our finance chair? So my question is...
Here we go.
No, it's not here we go. It's trying to get some clarity. So does the finance chair have to go through Clyde to talk to the CFO?
I'm not aware, but it's troubling that we keep asking for this information, and honestly, I'm glad that this came up, this discussion item, and it's troubling that if you do get an email, you're just going to ignore it instead of saying, hey, should I respond, or send it to Clyde and ask you if you should respond, like through you, Madam Chair, to Mr. Edwards.
Mr. Edwards?
They know how to do it properly. If they know how to do it properly. Follow the proper protocols.
Yeah.
Simple.
RL.
It's not simple, sir.
It is.
It's not
Follow
simple.
the protocol. You know it, follow it.
Please, according to our council rules, you must be respectful of our employees, and that was not respectful.
He's not being respectful to me either.
I was having a conversation here.
Through you to Mr. Edwards, and my time's clicking.
Yes, I called you up, Mr. Edwards.
And I'm not trying to be confrontational. I'm trying to get answers because, like the second word councilwoman has stated, we can't get anything. Mr. Edwards, the protocol is, the administration's protocol is to go to, everything that we send goes through you, correct?
That is the mayor's directive.
Right,
yes.
so the mayor's directive. So
Yes.
if that doesn't happen, is the directive to ignore that conversation? And pretend it didn't happen? Or like, is there no give and take to say, hey, Mr. Edwards, I got this from Councilwoman or Councilman so-and-so. Should we respond? Is there not that decorum? Or just ignore it?
Are you, if you're asking me if staff will come to me and ask me, is it okay to respond back? That does occur, yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So it is not policy just to ignore it?
No. Just to ignore a request?
Yes.
No.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. That's all I question. And I'll yield the rest of my time.
Thank you.
So it's not simple, sir.
Thank you. Any other
Madam Chair.
discussion?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
So, thank you. So, Seamus, I know you will be leaving. You turned in can you step to the mic, please? And so, can you break this, when is your last day?
Is that, I don't need to go into that, it's not part of ARPA, is it? I will, but is it part of the discussion item? I'm finished on Friday.
Okay, so I wanted to wish you good wishes, actually.
Thank you.
And I actually called you to tell you that, because I really don't feel the 2 letters you sent were on your behalf on me. I really don't think they were. So my question is it a way that you can break this down simple so that it is to be understood at the lowest common denominator? The money that we have that has been spent, we need a spent category, we need an allocated category, so we can make it easy so people can understand.
I just go by obligated,
Right,
unobligated.
obligated is being, it's already, we can't use that.
Yeah,
But-
it's in process. Is
Right,
another
in
term
process,
to use,
I completely understand that. But I think that we're looking, because we have been asking for months. In May of 2020, the Flint was given through Congressman Kildee the $94 million for ARPA. It has not been a transparent process. And so there is some frustration on this end. And it is to be clearly, to understand. So if you could break that down to where we can understand it. I had to take them to court because the court ruled in my favor, stating that the ARPA committee was illegally formed. They were meeting secretly. And so when we weren't a part of those meetings, the city clerk wasn't there, there were no minutes, there were no notes, so we did not know how and where this money was going. It was not transparent. I had to sue Mayor Neely, along with Councilman Eric Mays, may he rest in heaven, because this is the people's money for the city, and it's not being spent that way. And so that committee, which the attorneys were not paid for by the city, and this is where we get into the problems that people don't trust this administration. And I'm not saying you, I'm saying people don't with good reason. That committee was formed illegally, and they allocated the $94 million into certain categories for certain nonprofits, and it shouldn't have been done. And so when we sit and they're asking, and because we have to answer, it may just be me and you, but people call me from all over the city. I have to answer to hundreds of thousands of people. So if you can make that simple, I understand what allocated means. I understand. I want to know who got a check and the amount the check was for. I want to know that. And Mr. Moore, I've asked for that check registry so many times, and I sent another email at 4 something this morning, because I'm tired of asking for things and not getting it. I want to know who got money. And so Davina got it, Attorney Gurley got it, I sent it to the legal department, because this the people's money. They done came down here, they show up, and we don't know. The 1.8 million, is that, which is the interest, is that allocated?
That's unrestricted dollars that would go to the general fund.
So it goes to the general fund, it's unrestricted.
Right, for information.
What's request?
Isn't the entire 40 million unrestricted?
I was
Yes.
going to wait until the end to speak on what I learned yesterday. So I want to go ahead and let you guys continue.
So what do we have, 10 minutes and then another 30 minutes?
My wife is picking me up with the kids. We only have one car right now.
Oh, no, I get it, and I've seen your children be
I was
here.
in a car crash last week, so we only have one car.
Are you, I hope everything was okay.
Letting you know,
Well,
I'm not just trying to dodge.
Okay, well, your children you've brought here to council. I don't mind children coming and being a parent. I used to bring my children to school with me when I taught. They're in a different school district. So I don't have a problem with that. But what I'm saying is, it's not going to be enough time, because we need to do a deep delve into that. We had an ARPA committee that was supposed to come back to report to council. And at that time, whether they like it or not, they reported to the mayor and not to the city council. So that's why we don't have questions. I don't know how they don't know the answers, because they were supposed to be meeting with the administration. We can't get the answers. So if you could please make that, and you got 2 days to do it. And then you hasta la vista, if you could please get that to us so that it is broken down, and so that we can understand it. And as Councilman Pfeiffer was stated, when that was voted to go into 40 million into the general fund, and we need an understanding of what is restricted, unrestricted. At that point, once it goes into general funds, it's saying that we had revenue loss was approximately 32 million, or was it 32 million? Or it was a large amount. So we want to make sure we know where this money is going. Just like I want to know if we got any money from them golf courses, since we got a 50-50 plan and we never seen any money back from the golf courses either. Seamus, you laughing. You know it's true, but you gone on Friday.
So if you can break that
I'm
down.
not turning my back. I live here. I'm from here. I live in the fifth
I
ward.
know,
I'm from
and you're
here.
passionate about, you're a passionate speaker. I get that. I mean, I want that deal where you get 50-50 and you never see the money and it's in cash. So, I'm gonna yield the floor, but I think we need to do, you won't be here, a special meeting, and it's a great idea to have the questions present. I don't know, Mr. Moore, next time you might have to read them to be prepared, but we need clear transparency. What happened to our ARPA funds? We need to know. I want to see the checks. Who got a check? Who took that money that was direct deposited? Who received funds? I want to know that. Do I need to send an email?
I would ask, based on what just happened, please do that. Please just do that, follow that.
I'm
And
gonna
I
put-
will respond like I always have when it's gone through that channel.
Okay, I will. I think you got me blocked, Seamus.
What? Was that?
I think you got me blocked.
No.
You might have
that's
to unblock me,
impossible. That's
because I called to congratulate
That's
you on your new
impossible.
job.
You can't block anyone.
Okay, well, I'm gonna send it to you, because I wanna know who's got a check. And that we can understand, and if there is monies left, it needs to go to this community, and it does not need to go to Mayor Neely campaigning. It's not his campaign slush fund at all. So I'll shoot you that email. I yield the floor.
Just CC Clyde, please. Our administrators,
I'll
please
do
CC
that.
Clyde. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I want to make sure I'm clear also on these terms and what they mean, and what they mean depending on who's speaking to you, to who, and who is speaking. Obligations.
Obligated means that we have a contract for somebody. The City Council has authorized the spending of the money, and then we have a contract with an entity to provide the service.
So, and I'm gonna say it back in my own terms to make sure I'm clear. So obligated means after it has come to council for approval, there's contract.
That's correct.
Okay. Expenditures.
That's when we write a check.
That's when the check is actually cut. So that's the difference between the obligation and fulfillment of some part of the work to where we have paid out.
Right.
Now, I'm understanding that there are obligations that have been made, but there have not been either work done or billed to where expenditures have been, where checks have been cut. Am I correct in that?
Correct, yes.
Okay. Do either of you have a feel for how much money has not been expended yet? It's been approved by council, contract has been issued, but checks have not been cut.
I think it's about 5 million.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's based on about a year ago or more, I started, got the team to start looking at red flagging. I think I mentioned this before. Red flagging entities, orange flagging entities, and green flagging entities because of the timeline we're by. So that's how we tracked that. There were some that were red flagged that we were concerned about, and we reached out to them. And then there's some that are orange flag, were middle ground, the green flag, where they're going to spend, they're on good, and some of them are already finished too. In that process, we were able to drop them, some from red to orange, and orange into the green category. So I would say, to answer your question, how we got to that, it's about 5.
So the best to your sort of
That's-
grant management
right now,
understanding is that 5 million as of today, or does that 5 million?
That's as of 2 weeks ago.
About 2 weeks ago.
And just so you're aware, in some of those instances, some entities haven't responded to us that we've reached out to, so we've sent a second letter to say, we're here, and we've offered a lot of help. There's a great team down there that offer people help. Some of the entities have some difficulty getting their paperwork in order and just needed a little bit of assistance with that. So that slows down the process. If they're not Lara, or if they're not on SoundDoc, all those little pieces, that slows down the process. My main concern, to what Mr. Pfeiffer was saying, is any of the monies that are the 287, the original ARPA, that are red flag.
Okay.
That's our main concern, and we are working with those groups to help them if we can. But at some point, we're going to have to try to reprogram those if they're not going to meet that deadline. And the only way you can reprogram them is putting them into whatever was already approved prior to, a category that was already approved prior times. You know that. You're not, you got it. Okay.
So tell me this. The $40 million that got transferred to the general fund, are those considered, at what level are those considered obligated? Both to, when I, and this is my question, or this is why I asked the question, and I don't want it to be a gotcha, but it could be a gotcha. If I'm understanding what you all gave us correctly, this is the report that was sent to the government for the last quarter.
Correct, yeah.
On here, it shows all $94 million obligated.
Yeah, that's the, as far as the feds are
As far
concerned,
as
we
the feds are
obligated
concerned.
everything when we did the December 23.
Yeah, when we did the transfer.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
my question just a moment ago
Right.
is, I asked you for a definition of obligated, and you said went through council and contracted. Not all the money has been contracted.
Request for information.
Yeah,
What's your request?
They said it was 2.8, but hasn't.
Yeah, but are you aware that the 40 million that we transferred was automatically obligated
There it
as
is.
lost revenue?
So that's
So it's
obligated.
no longer not-
It's lost revenue.
Y'all obligated it then and there.
Okay.
At that moment in time, it was obligated. Then from there, we would come back to you to approve spending as our normal charter goes.
And that's what I'm saying. There, a lot of these words are getting.
I'm using
on
the
who's
talking
talking
terminology.
About what they
It's-
get in,
Right.
conflated to mean one thing in one setting and another in
Right,
another.
so can I, okay, I'll try it in a minute.
So request for
Yeah,
information.
thank you.
What's
Request for
your request?
information, because I understand what my colleague in the Ninth Ward is saying. So the word obligated is correct all across the board. Once we put them in the general fund, those became obligated funds, and that's obligated as far as the federal government is concerned. The word they probably should be using here is, the difference here is, while those funds are obligated, they may not be allocated as far as the Flint City Council go, as far as the categories go, without it coming before the council. So they are obligated, but they may not be allocated until the resolution actually comes before us. And it has to be allocated for the categories that we have.
I'm going to sort of stop there. I follow what's being said. Yet, there was a definition of allocated that said equivalent to spent. So, I want to be, and I'm looking forward to seeing exactly how the 37 point whatever million was actually allocated between 24 and 25. I was here for some of 24, and I was here all of 25, and I know my memory is not as sharp as it was, years ago. But some of that ARPA stuff I paid particular attention to, as you all would remember, because I had questions. But I yield now.
If not, I'll take a couple of seconds just to talk about what I learned yesterday.
Clarity, just
Yes.
if I may. So if we, like the city council chambers, if we had 250,000 and we only spent 230,000, that $20,000, is that part of the 2.8 that you're saying is left, or is that a different bucket of money?
That would be obligated, that would not be part of the 2.8 million, because you still have the 20,000 that you could spend somewhere else.
We have 2.8 left of the 40.
Right.
How much is obligated but not spent? Is that the 5 million?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where we have a contract with entities, and let's say, to your point,
But what if we didn't have the contract, like our council chambers is done, and I see that we spent less than we allocated. So
No, we have with this money, we have a contract with, we put in a contract in place to spend the money. So to your $250,000 example, if an entity was awarded per council for $250,000 and they've got a timeline to spend it, right now they may have spent only $200,000. $50,000 is still obligated to be spent, so they still have time to spend that. It can't be moved anywhere else unless it came to a point where they said we can no longer go along with this
and that's
project.
the $5 million
We're
you're
spending
saying?
it. That's about 5. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, this is just going to be really quick because we only have a minute and I don't have complete information. But I wanted to let you guys know that yesterday, in discussion with a fellow legislator from another township, we got into the discussion about the ARPA. And once we allocated it to the general fund, according to her, and I'm going to be speaking to Joanne about this issue tomorrow, it now has to be spent based on the state rules and not federal because it was allocated to the general fund.
Correct.
So I'm going to get more clarity on that, and we'll bring that to the council as soon as that is decided. And that was the first time I'd ever heard that, but another finance person from another area was also there. This was the finance committee of the Michigan Municipal League I was at, and they agreed with what was said by this other council person, and that was Emily from Welly. And so I will get more information. I'll bring it back as soon as I have that. Thank you. I'm going to close out this special order, and I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion by the councilwoman in the 7th Ward. Is there support? Supported by the councilwoman in the 8th Ward.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mashat? Yes. Mr. Pfeiffer? Yes. Vote is 7 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 7 yes, 0 no. This Finance Committee meeting is adjourned at 7:24. Which one's next? Dennis is next. What's using my oh, I always look at my laptop. Oh, it is 2 minutes.
Yeah, I can never get one. So whatever you say, I put it.
I don't, what, yeah. I guess.
Thank you.
No.
That's right. Bring it.
Would all council members please take their seats so we can start the next meeting?
All right, it is 7:48, and I'm bringing Government Operations Committee to order. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Mr. Alamin is not in. Dr. Lewis?
Present.
Ms. Johnson?
Present.
Ms. Priestley?
Present.
Ms. Murphy Carter is not in. Ms. Burns?
Present.
Ms. Mashat?
Present.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Present.
Mr. Jarrett?
Present.
You have 7 members present.
7 members present. Reading of disorderly persons conduct, persons city code subsection. Any person that persists in disrupting this meeting will be in violation of city code subsection 3110, disorderly conduct, assault and battery, and disorderly persons. Any person will be subject to arrest for misdemeanor. Any person who prevents the peaceful and orderly conduct of the meeting will be given 1 warning. If they persist in disrupting the meeting, that individual will be subject to arrest. Violators will be removed from the meeting. Any request for agenda changes or additions?
Mr. Chair.
Don't start with that, madam.
It's too used to that. I'd like to add the resolution recommending the vacation of Baker Street between North Street and Industrial Street.
Okay, that will be added. We will call that add-on number 1 and add it to the resolutions without objection. Any other additions or changes? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, the first public speaker, please.
First speaker is R.L. Mitchell.
Hello, I'm R.L. Mitchell. For the record, I want to Mr. Pfeiffer, through the financial lady, Miss Priestley. I want to know. Could you state the state that said we don't have to report the $98 billion to the federal, but we can report it? We got to report it to the state. Could you announce that? Council person, a state who told you that? Because you could have just asked Madam Burns, she could have told you. Because it sounds like we trying to make the other state, if anything happened, and we go through could they be accounted for what calling us, acting like we puppets to another state? Okay, enough has been said about that, but in the meanwhile, the money with Mr. Moore, without money, you see how you're talking, him and this, I can't get their names straight, this bald-headed guy. I'll be calling him Heil Hitler, but Mr. Pfeiffer don't say that no more. Because it might disturb them peoples in Grand Blanc, them kids. You see what they did last week when all of them walked out because ISIS was coming in and get 2 of them, and the student body wasn't going for it.